I'm going to make it brief. Most of you know who I am, but I'll tell you again, just because Brian did so well. He's a hard act to follow. I'm Kelly Lubbe. I wear a lot of hats in the district, if you don't know that. I'm a zone chair. I'm Kids Site Coordinator. I'm LCIF Coordinator. And now I'm in the running for your next district governor. So I'm first vice district governor. And then at the convention, whoever's coming to the convention is when I guess I get announced that if I win, which I think I'm pretty a shoe fit because nobody's in there with me. So I don't really have much competition. Yeah, I was lucky. So anyways, I just want to tell you a little bit before we get started with orientation about myself. So I do all those hats for the district. So anybody that says, I don't have time to be a Lion, that's where your new membership comes in. That's where this orientation comes in. It's all according to what you want to put into Lions. And there's people, I don't know how long, Ron, you've been a Lion, but I know it's been a long time. I've only been a Lion for 4 years. Lions has always been near and dear to my heart. Ever since I was a little girl, you see the Lions on the corner in their little yellow vests. I always wondered, hey, what are those people doing in those yellow vests with those canes? Are they blind? I didn't know. So long story short, my sister passed away when I was young. I was 11, she was 19 for 2 days. She donated her eyes to the Michigan Eye Bank. And years later, a letter fell out of this book I was reading, and it was from the Michigan Eye Bank. And it had the Lions emblem on there. And I'm like, I think it's time for me to join the Lions. So that was just 4 years ago. And the only reason I joined the Lions is because this nice man from the host club came to my store when I worked at Meyer Optical to pick up glasses we had. And he invited me to come to a meeting. So that's history. Joined the host club, pandemic hit, everything closed down, right? So I decided that when I go back to work, our staff got cut from 6 to 2. Well, I know I'm not going to be able to do their meetings anymore because they're lunch meetings. So I started my own club. Got 20 people, chartered my own club in 2020 during the pandemic. And I also wrote my first grant that I've ever written, and we got $10,000. So that's a little bit that you'll be learning in orientation, is just what it is to be a Lion. Some of you guys may have been here forever. Orientation's changed over the years. And this orientation that you have, I know it's small, but I'm sorry because there's so many pages. This was all given to your current presidents at the banner exchange last year. And what they were supposed to do with this orientation was they were supposed to tweak it to fit their club. So like mine that I tweaked, this slide is like 46, mine went to 22. So you can tweak this down to make it fit your club. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. Oh, wait, can I borrow somebody's pen? Can I borrow your pen, ma'am? Carolyn, can you sign in right here for me, please? Sorry. Miss Tail Twister, you're interrupting my class. That'll be $1 fine.
That's right. That's good to see you. Yeah. Okay. Just any official besides.
Love you. So if you don't know that wonderful lady right there, that's Chris Lake. She's our tail twister for our district. And she's pretty awesome. I was a member of her club. Okay, so we're gonna get started. And again, this is a slideshow presentation that you can get on my LCI for you girls that were back there on your cell phone. It's on there, you can get it if you want to download it. But like I said, your president should have this on a nice little flash drive, whoever your presidents might be. So member orientation is broken out into 4 sections. Who are Lions? Lions Club International, which is LCI, History and Organization, LCIF, District, and multiple districts in your club. So LCI is international, okay? Anything you want to know about Lions Club International, you can look up on my LCI. The history of Lions is on there, talks about everything. LCIF is where you get your grants. That's where you get money. This is where we want 100% club participation. Right now, we're pretty lacking in that. We only have till June to get 100% participation. So if you haven't donated as your club, which we're looking for $25 for every club to donate, that's all we're asking. If you want to donate more, you can contact me and donate more. Donate $100, get a really cool diamond little 100 pin. It's pretty cool. And then district and multiple districts. So in Michigan, there's a whole bunch of different clubs in different districts. And we're going to be having our multi-district convention coming up in May. So who are Lions? Lions are men and women dedicated to serving those in need in their own community around the world. Nearly 1.4 million members in over 200 countries. 200 countries, can you believe that? So somebody over in Japan or China and that kind of thing is probably doing the same thing that we're doing it right here. And more than 46,000 clubs. So 46,000 clubs. Now just imagine for LCIF, if all those clubs donated what they're supposed to have, we'd have a whopping amount of money. So some of you might know that LCIF goal for the 3 years committed, almost over, was $300 million. And we're like 287 million right now. So we have a little bit more ways to go. And those people that were just in the treasurer class, Brian talked about holding the raffles. It took us forever to try to get a license. Nobody would give us a license. So we had somebody in a club apply for a license for us and they got it. So we're also selling raffle tickets for $20 for all these huge prizes. So we'll have those at the convention for those who are coming. And if you want a raffle ticket, I have some that you can hook up with me later. So the vision statement is to the global leader in the community and humanitarian service. We're all here to do the same thing. Does anybody know how many clubs we have in our district? Close. Anybody know? 42. So there's 42 clubs in our area and they're spread all over the lower region to Battle Creek and to Ann Arbor. Mission statement is to empower volunteers to serve their communities, meet humanitarian needs, encourage peace, and promote international understanding through Lions Club. And everybody should know our motto, which is, that is international motto. And I'm not gonna read all these slides because you guys can read them yourselves. I'm just touching on the high points here. But it's really important for you when you get new members, if you don't do this on a regular basis. Carolyn happens to be one of my members in my club, and we haven't had a member orientation. We haven't had one. So we're going to do that at the end of the year and then continue to do it. And like I said, I made one up for our club. We tried to have a Zoom meeting because our clubs have Zoom, half in person, and we had technical difficulties. So we never got to see it, but everybody can tweak this to their own. And it's important to let new Lions know why we're Lions. Are you wearing those yellow vests and have canes because you're blind? No. What do we use that for? What are those canes for? What's the white cane about? I don't know. Well, what's the white cane about? Who can tell me about white cane? Ron? What's white cane? Yep. Right. Yep. It's to be courteous to our fellow peoples. It goes back into service for white cane. Yeah. And right now, you might have seen, if any of you read the Pride magazine or newspapers, I think is that what it's called, is Pride newspaper? Lions Pride. The international director did a proclamation, and it's white cane month now until May, I think right now. Yeah, I don't know those dates off the top of my head. But that's a really good fundraiser to do for your community. And if you're a smaller club, like our club, for example, we're gonna start doing the candies. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the candies, the mints, the fizzes and that kind of thing. You can have candy days. So we're actually having a yard sale palooza coming up here this Sunday at the Commonwealth Building. And we've set up a tent and it's like an outdoor garage sale. So we're actually gonna be doing white cane there since there are gonna be people there. So those people can donate to our little jug. You remember the hearts that I had at the banner exchange that I sold off the trees? I have some of those left, so I'm gonna sell some of those and use that for white cane. So you can get creative, and the whole purpose is like right up here where it says is to unite the clubs in bonds, friendships, good fellowship, and mutual understanding. That's the whole reason your Lions is to get together and meet people and have fun and to help your community. I had the privilege of going down to these young ladies club this week, and it was so fun. I had so much fun. I talked the whole way home. And Nancy and Dave were like, I told you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, you were? But it was really fun. And it's really fun if you have the opportunity to go visit other clubs to see what other clubs are doing. And that's why I always tell people to get involved with the district. You know, your club is Michigan Center Lioness, right? Is that what it's? Lioness, what Michigan Center. Their club's a lot of fun too. You know, and when you're in the district, more involved in the district, you get to go around to these things. So I encourage you all to get more involved with your district, be a zone chair, be a governor, be a vice governor, be a treasurer, be a secretary. So you get the opportunity to go out and meet these other people. Yeah. 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 So Carolyn's our #1 helper or decoder. She went to some of her friends' house for this one. She got some Christmas trees and some wreaths. This is Sunday from 10 to 4. And it's down at the Commonwealth Building where we're going to have our event. And it's out in the parking lot. They're going to have over 100 vendors. And it's really an awesome time. If it rains, they cancel it and it'll be scheduled for the next Sunday. I don't know what off. I think it's 215 something Washington Street.
It's on the corner of Washington and
Yeah. It's downtown by Consumers. Yeah, and it's where our convention's going to be. So if you have information, but if you have our convention information, it's at the same place in the parking lot. That's exactly where you're going to park for the convention if you're going to come. But it's a lot of fun. The benefits of Lions Club memberships are numerous, just like what we talked about. Helping those in need, making a difference in your community, having an impact on those in need worldwide, developing leadership skills. That's what we're doing tonight. We're hoping that all of you are taking back something from this and that you'll have the opportunity to do leadership. And when I get voted in as district governor, we're going to focus a lot on leadership, and it's going to be a little bit different things than what we focused on before. I don't know if any of you are aware about guiding lions. Like when you open up a new club, you have to have a guiding lion assigned to you to help your club grows, that kind of thing. Most of our little guiding lion certificates are expiring, so we need to do that again. So it's leadership. It's all about growing. Our new international director, who is going to be coming up soon, his name is Brian Sheehan. He is all about learning. Learn this, learn that, learn this. And like for my cabinet that I'm selecting, I had no idea that there's a whole thing on LCI that tells you what to do to pick your cabinets. I didn't know that. So it's just, you know, getting your community involved. I know Michigan Center does a whole lot in their community, and I'm so excited to tell you that I'll get to be there on Thursday nights because I'm off on Thursdays now. So excited. They do music in the park, and their Lions, they're men, your men cook, right?
They're not, but they're going to be on 50-50.
They're not cooking?
It's a township.
Oh, okay.
So
I tried to take the slide out of here and put real people in here. So you can just pretend whoever you want these people to be. I tried to make them our people, but it would not let me change it. So I want to talk a little bit about Melvin Jones. How many in here have a Melvin Jones Award? How many of you know what Melvin Jones is? Yay. So our organization is about Melvin Jones. And that Melvin Jones, he was 38 years old and he was a Chicago businessman. So what they used to do is they would go to business meetings and they'd sit around and talk. And he decided, let's form this club and let's make it go. So 1917, that's a long time ago. Yes, used to be only men, and I used to know the exact date, but I don't anymore. They changed to women in 1980 something. 1980 something, but you'll still find, like in Michigan Center, sorry, keep using Michigan Center, but Michigan Centers, they had men and women, and they didn't want women, so they are women and men. Yeah. So they also changed that, was it last year, that there were no more lioness clubs. So a man could join the women's, but they could, and a woman could join the men, but that'll never happen. Not here. But anyways, that, you know, yes, yep. So we're all one club. We're all men and women. And it's really cool for the new district governors that are coming up. They're all mostly women. So I'm like, yes, yeah, told you, you know. So the official name of the association is the International Association of Lions Club. It's simply Lions Club International. The name Lions was chosen on a secret ballot over several others because the lion stood for strength, courage, fidelity, and vital action. So this emblem of the lions is really cool. You know, they say that one side is looking backwards at the past, and the other one is looking for the future. So some of you might have my business cards. I don't know if you do. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring them with me. You have something? Okay. Yeah.
If you might think that those two lions are identical,
Oh. What is it?
because the past and the future are different.
Yep.
Just like,
Yep.
Their whiskers are different.
Yep.
you know,
Yep. See up here, like their manes, their manes, and their teeth. So this is me. This one's me. Yep. So I have business cards made, okay, before I knew the ins and outs and stuff. So I did this little lion logo right here on the back of my business cards. Around the lions, I put a little circle, which is a bad thing to do. Mine says focusing on the future. Well, I figured that's what I was doing, was focusing on the future. So I actually got axed by our PID Esther. She told me she could turn me in. She told me I can't have that on the back of my business cards anymore. And I'm like, okay, so I can put the emblem, and then down on the bottom, I can just write focusing on the future, which I'll do, but I'm using these first. So I called up LCI because I'm one of those persons that want to do everything by the book. So I'm like, what will happen? Well, you're just not supposed to use those business cards, but if it's really cool, why didn't you send us the logo? So I sent the logo, and I'm waiting to see if it's going to get approved. So then I can use it. So anyways, this is a bunch of history. I'm not going to read it all. I do like this next slide though. So you can see the history right here. Okay, this is Melvin Jones. Yep, you can read about Helen Keller. Who knows about Helen Keller? Yep. Yep. See, 1925, Helen Keller challenged lions to become Knights of the Blind. 1945, LCI held draft the United Nations Charter, and it just goes on. Let's see if it has on here. Oh, right here, 1987, that's what I thought it was. LCI became the first service club organization to admit women as members. 1987, that's when my daughter was born. So that's only been 34 years. 34 years that women have been able to be in this organization. And isn't that something? I mean, nothing to say about Iran, but look how many women are in this room. Yep, first service club. Yep. So like, what are those called? Kiwanis, Rotary, all those. Yep. So Lions have been around for a long, long time. And we thank you, Ron, for coming to the class, even though you're early man. 1990, site first was launched. Today, our international network has grown to include more than 200 countries and geographical areas. One of your jobs as a district governor, you do the first vice district governor. I never knew that as soon as I said yes, that I'll do it, that day I start training. Like the next week I got like 30 emails like right in a row, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be a lot of work. So we're assigned a past international director, and then they have so many first district governors that they're responsible for. So in my group, I think there was 25. And so I got to meet all these other district governors from other countries. So I had some from India, Japan, Ireland. That was my favorite. I asked them if I could come visit, and they said yes. So when you come up and move up the ladder, if you're so interested in doing that, Dave, Councilman Dave Hill, most of you know who he is, he said that if anytime that you go somewhere like on a trip or something and you want to go to the Lions Club, hit them up, because sometimes they take you on private tours and all kinds of things like that. So that was pretty cool. So our headquarters is in Illinois. So anytime you have a question, you can just call right up there, and they have all these buttons you push, and you get this really nice representative on the phone. They, however, have changed staff. So the little lady that I used to push my little button and call for LCIF grants, she's no longer there. So now I gotta talk this other one, and she's making me do all the work. So international convention. This is something that we talked about at the branch club. Anybody's welcome to go to any of these conventions. You don't have to be a member of their district. You can go to anyone. So if you want to go over to Detroit to their convention, all you gotta do is pay the registration fee and go. If you want to go to the multi-district convention that's coming up in May, you go. The next one, as you can see, 2022 this year is where I'm gonna go, is in Montreal, Canada. Yeah. So one of the perks of being district governor, if you can't tell, I'm really excited about it. They pay for you to go. So I was really depressed because I didn't want to do it now, because I don't feel that I'm ready, but everybody says I am, so whatever. So I wanted to go to Australia. Australia is going to be in 2 years. So whoever is going, if they don't have a significant other, I'm going to be their significant other. So I can still go. I just have to pay my airfare, but I could stay in their hotel and all that kind of stuff. So just keep that in the back of your mind if any of you want to become a governor. So some of these we didn't get to go to. As you all know, Milan, Italy was the last one that we got to participate with. And your district governor, Mike Scott, he actually got to go to that. Poor Dave, his was Singapore. It was canceled. Didn't get to do anything. Our district governor, Dave, who knows him, Dave Anderson, I actually feel that he should have been able to repeat again, to do a repeat, but they didn't allow him. And then 2021 for Montreal was canceled, so that's why they decided to have it there again today. And this is where you meet all kinds of people and do all kinds of things. So remember I told you that I was gonna be in a group with my group, which is 25. That's only 25, but there's lots more. So I was elected to get up and be a cheerleader for our group. I'm teaching them a cheer, and I'm gonna do that in front of all these people. All these people. So I was pretty excited. These are your international officers. Our international president right now is Douglas Alexander, and he's from New York. And if you don't know anything about him, you really need to go on YouTube and watch some of his videos because he's amazing. He's one of those international district governors that gets right out there and works right alongside the clubs. He did a whole bunch of food with the town in New York. He's helped a whole lot of people, and his enthusiasm has been really good. So I feel that there's been a big change within the last couple of years. Brian Sheehan, he's from Minnesota. I can't say it the way he talks, Minnesota, but he's a pretty cool guy. And he's all about teaching education. Second Vice President, Dr. Patty Hill, I really don't know her, but you can go on and look at all these pictures on LCI. And then this one down here, Dr. Jung Yu Choi, he was really cool. He was the international director in 2020. He was pretty cool. The International Board of Directors is the governing body of association, 34 members and 8 board appointees. Someday I want to be on this list. Someday. So if you don't know this, we have this in our district, which is your global action team. There are people that have been selected and put in this position for your district, as well as state and as well as international. So global leadership team, those are people that provide training. That's what we're doing tonight. Roger Bossy was in charge of leadership. So this is what he has to do. This is one of his projects, to set up training. We're also going to be doing a zone chair training. So if anybody's interested in being a zone chair, that's coming up, I believe it's June 2nd on a Thursday at Christoph and Sons. So even if you don't want to do it this year, it's something you might want to do next year or the next year, come out to the training because you're just going to learn. Global membership team. This is growing members. And as District Governor Terry just said, what are we doing? We're doing a 60 by 60 campaign. We want members. When I first started back 4 years ago, we had over 1,200 members. In order for me to be an international director, we have to have over 1,200 members. We don't have over 1,200 members, that dream of mine is never going to happen. So we need to get members. Right now we're at like 987. So some people have passed away, or there's people that just figured they don't want to do it. It's not their thing. And so me as coming in as district governor is, well, why isn't it your thing? What can we do to make it better? And that's what those little evaluations are for over there. What do we need to do to make it more enthusiastic for you? And anybody that knows me, Carolyn, and I don't even drink coffee or caffeine. The global service team, this is another important one. This is doing service projects. You know, what are you guys doing in your area for service? I know in my club, we sort of have laxed a little bit doing some projects like that because I'm so busy right now with this district governor stuff. But we're going to get back into that. The very first thing that that my team is going to do for the global service team is we are going to be doing a kids site at the fair. That's our very first district service thing that we're going to be doing. That's going to be in August at the fairgrounds, and I do not have the exact dates. So we'll be hitting all the clubs up who would have certified trainers to come out and help. We'd like to do shifts because it's going to be all week long. I'm going to see if I can get the week off. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. Yep. Yep. And I even do private trainings, and I'll even do a training over on Martini. Yep. Yep. That's what we're going to be doing again. We just got out of it because of COVID. Couldn't go in there. Yep. Yep. And you are going to get a new kid site coordinator. I'm turning that hat off to somebody else, but I'll still be there to help push her on. So if anybody wants to do, if you're not kid site certified and you want to be kid site certified, you just need to let me know. We'll hook you up. It's not that hard thing to do. You know, easy peasy. We did it in the restaurant. Everybody, you know, I tell you there's a test and they're like, oh, a test. Yeah. So as youngest members of the Lions International Leo's Club, this is something that I want to bring back. We do not have a whole lot of Leo clubs. And I would really like to get this back because the younger people are where we need to start. Why do they need to do community service? Why is it important to put that cell phone away? Why is it important to get off those games? You know, let's go outside and play. Let's go outside and do something for your environment. Let's think of some way we can help the community. So any of you that were at the banner exchange last year, if you noticed 2 little boys, they are my grandsons. And they came at 7:30 in the morning. Terry wanted us there at 7:30 in the morning to set up. They helped set up. They helped put the tablecloths on. They were a big help. And so for the convention, we have 4 little boys that are going to be coming to clear our tables. So at least they're there trying to do something. And what I would like to see is more Leo clubs. And there's even a club that you can do at your club, and something that I'm going to start at our club is a branch club. And that can be from children that are from 3 till 11, I think it is, that aren't old enough to be a Leo, but they still want to come out and help. So it's sort of like brownies and Girl Scouts and, Boy Scouts. And then you can get patches and stuff like that for them, just like that. They can come out and help and assist and do fundraisers and things like that. And then they just get a cool little patch or whatever. So I would really like to bring more Leo clubs in. Yep. Yep. It is. It's exactly right. It's a high school. So that's the important thing. Well, that's what this young man up here just said. He had to do some hours for volunteer. So that's why he's here tonight, that young man. And that's the important thing, is you need to get an enthusiastic lion to go in and talk to these schools and say, hey, what do these kids need to do to earn service hours? So that'd be a great thing. There you go, Miss Jonesville lady. Ooh. But that's what hopefully we can bring back. And that's just educating people about what a Leo is and what they can do. And it's about making it fun. Like, sorry, Carolyn, but I'm just going to use Carolyn for example. She called me up and she's like, I really want to come to the convention, but oh my gosh, this stuff looks really boring. I don't really care about. I know. But anyways, I'm just using her for example. This is not something I really want to do. So her being a new member, you guys being back there basically new. Do you even know what happens at convention? I don't. I've never been to one. So I think that's something else we need to do, is educate people. I did not know until yesterday that there was our money for dues goes to the convention. I did not know that. So I'm really thankful that Brian had that in that slide, because now that's something that you can take back to your club and say, hey, our dues is $10 a month and this is why. I had no idea that we were paying for this and paying for that out of our international dues. Yeah. So see, you didn't know either. So that's stuff that we need to know as Lions. So these are some of our communications. I really love the newspaper. And Kathy Koenig, who's been running around here chicken with her head cut off, she does a fantastic job on this newsletter. So hopefully your president, secretaries are forwarding you this so that you can read it, because she does an amazing job with it. She puts pictures in there of your events. She does all kinds of things. I'll forward you some. I guess I'm going to be your next buddy. Woohoo! I know. But hey, it's so much fun. You guys are going to do awesome. So anyways, district newsletter. If anybody has anything important to put in the district newsletter, she needs it by the 1st of every month. So if you have an awesome event that you did and blah, blah, blah. I get really tired of saying you Michigan Center people. Oh yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful. Kathy Koenig, Koenig, I think. Is that right? I don't know. She thinks she's the king. Are you listening to me, Kathy? So make sure that you're getting that. If you're not getting that, just text me. I'll be glad. Email me, whatever. And I didn't put my information on this, so sorry. You'll have to see me later. And another thing, if you cannot do a meeting, say the whole world shuts down again, just saying, do Zoom. Our district has a Zoom account. If you don't have a Zoom account, don't lose those people. You know, I was so sad for 3 months. I mean, I was confined to my house, basically. You know, my world was shut down. It's the first time in my life I've never worked. Couldn't visit anybody. But I live on Falling Water Trail, so I rode my bike. I lost a lot of weight then, but I gained it all back since. But you know, don't let things happen. If it's bad weather in the winter and you're not able to do a meeting, do a Zoom. If you need a Zoom, I have a Zoom account. I can help you out. And also, if your club doesn't have a Facebook account, do a Facebook account. And if you're not on our 11B1 Facebook, go on there. Harry posts stuff on there every single day. Yes, our club does, and so does the district. I don't need to read all this stuff, but this is just about LCIF. Since the founding in 1968, LCIF has approved more than this, I can't say that number, Miss Bank Accountant, you can say that number, 220 billion. So just think about that. When somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I'm with LCIF, I need 20 bucks. Okay, well, what do you need that 20 bucks for? Well, that's gonna go to help a flood. That's gonna go to help this. That's where they get their money. That's where they get all their money from, is from us Lions. When we were awarded the $10,000 grant, oh my goodness, I jumped up and down because I'm like, oh my gosh, here we are, a new club, and I wrote a grant and blah, 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 and we're gonna do this service project. We made over 2,500 bottles of hand sanitizer with our local brewery. My daughter, who owns a Crazy Cowboy restaurant in downtown in Jackson, she made 2,500 masks that we donated to the community. And we gave those to all the essential workers. So it's amazing that money that we as Lions goes back out into the community. So Fight First, LCIF Legal Service. These are grants that you can get. Matching humanitarian award winners, diabetes, designated hunger, disaster, childhood cancer, Lions Quest. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Stan Masters at all down in Blissfield, but he's our Quest grant. And these Quest grants are for like schools, things like that, to get things in their schools. And he's excellent at writing grants. And I think he's actually wrote 3 or 4 of them for over $15,000. And right now there's one that I just told Terry that I want to do, that we can get a $500 grant for our district just by sending in a story. Just a story, and we can get 500 bucks for our district. Mission statement, the Lions, you can read that. Vision statement, you can read all that. Clubs throughout the world are grouped into approximately 750 districts. Multiple District 11, MD 11, shows the lower half of the peninsula. And then the single district up in the upper peninsula, that's just one district. And here's the little map. So this up here is just one district up here in the green. We're down here in the bottom, in these lower ones. And then all these other ones. So Lion, Past District, Governor Dave, and Council Chair Dave, him and Nancy have traveled around to go to all these conventions this year. They've gone to almost all of them. So it's pretty exciting. You look down here, there's a lot of us down here. A lot. This is how your structure works out. This is the top people, which I'm going to be sitting on that top people. I just learned that the new district governors are your council of governors, and we get to make all these decisions. So of course, my first decision was to rule out the ugly blue coats, but I didn't win. I tried for sweatpants Saturday, but they wouldn't let me have that either. But anyway, so this is just the overall structure of the structures. And see, we're only in number 24 slide. So you're gonna have to read a lot of this yourself. So district governor is who's in charge of your district. And then the GAT team are those that we already talked about. Right now, I do have a first district governor, but I'm looking for a second vice district governor. In order to be a vice governor, you have to be a zone chair. So if anybody's interested in doing this second vice district governor, you can see me between now and July 1st, and we can get you into the zone chair position pronto. Our multi-district is divided into regions and subdivided further zones. You can look at all of that. This is all the different zones. These are a list of our clubs. Like I said, there was 42. There's a couple on here that are no longer. Chelsea, Munith, Interlaken, some of those aren't there, but there's a lot. And we're hopefully going to be growing some more. And then the district conventions are coming up, like I said, and I had to put these little pictures on here. This is Battle Creek Club. This is a club that Nancy went to. This is our district governor. This is a little picture of Chris and Nancy and myself. We did a little zone chair training. And this is a picture that we did of zone chairs. So I just wanted to put something in there. You guys might recognize some people. And then of course we have projects. So those of you that are coming to the conventions, you'll learn about a little bit about our different projects that we have. Eversight, of course, is our biggest project. And then these are examples of your meetings. So if you don't have an agenda, stuff like that, you can look at that. History, I think it's really important to have some kind of history about your club. Your club officers, if you don't know it, your club officers need to be put in by May 1st. A lion tamer, that's what we just did over there in the other room, or I'm sorry, tail twister. Personalize these items to suit your club, all this kind of stuff. A kid site vision screener, everybody should have a coordinator. When I went to the branch club, I said, oh, Bobby, you look like you're a good one for that. Got him in there. These are awards. This is the Melvin Jones Fellowship Award that you can earn. A Club Excellent Award. This is something that you girls back there in the back, this is an award that you guys could maybe get next year. Are you listening? 25 cents. This one is one that you guys could really get because it's about growing your club. And this is something that all clubs could get. I didn't even know this was something that was available. It's just if you have an increase in membership, everybody's paying their dues, all that kind of stuff, you can get a Club Excellent Award. And these are other awards that you can get. And if you come to the conventions, the banner exchange, you'll learn about some of those awards. Other awards. Terry's really big in about awards. Distinguished Service is a Melvin Jones. Melvin Jones isn't actually an award, it's actually a fellowship. This SA Dodge is one of the highest honors that you can get. And we actually have somebody that's going to be receiving this in our district at our multi-district convention. I don't know if you know Denny Lotzenheiser, he was a past district governor from North Jackson. He actually is getting this award. And then there's some others. More awards. Welcome to the Lions Club. Is there any questions? So far, you all are Lions for how long? How long, Kelly, have you been a Lion? Yay! And where are you from? Dexter, cool. Jane? So you're new too. You?